Okay, welcome to my Ragnamod VII Let's Play. Lots to catch you up on because I've not been able to record for a few days. Um, yes, you'll see that I've started AE2. How did I get to that? So, I had to find a rubber tree. I found one in the Twilight Forest. I remembered seeing one there before. Got the sapling, planted that. These blocks come from mer trees. I don't know how you're supposed to normally get the rubber from rubber trees for see, it's the mer trees rubber tree. So I guess the FTB industrial mod, which is, let's call it IE2 because that's what it is. um, their trees must be disabled so that you have to get the rubber from here. But yeah, a little tree tap and a wooden bucket, and this just collects a couple of little chunks of rubber per 1,000. Then you just cook these. That makes rubber, which you then add to copper to make wires, etc., etc. And let's get rid of you. I don't want you. I don't need a nightshade sapling, but we'll put it in the thing. We'll see why I've got a nightshade sapling in a minute. I'm just going to chuck all this in the A system as well. That in the A system. That can go in as well. Okay, I'll keep the rabbit. My spare drawer. Okay. So I did that so I could build this machine, the centrifuge, because you need the centrifuge to get the nether quartz. So yeah, to get the nether quartz into silicon, and you need that silicon to go into the inscriber. Here's an inscriber. This is the advanced inscriber. To get started on AE2. Just put these away. The other thing you need for AE2 is, if I look at an inscriber, you need a simple machine frame. So I think I'd got as far last time as building this setup. If not, I must have been close to building this setup. So these are what I was making the PCBs for. Put them in the UV treatment thing, making all those capacitors and transistors. Yeah, and also, yeah, I think maybe last time I logged off, I was going to get a few more of those air pressure cylinders to save myself making a bunch of extra plastic. I found 5 of them. So it allowed me to make, I think, the stand and one other machine. I did have to make a bunch more plastic, so I made more seed oil, popped it in here. I've got plenty of ethanol left. Made the biodiesel, put the biodiesel in there, got the plastic. I didn't turn the last of the plastic into plastic in the world because I might need it to make more etching fluid. I'm not out of etching fluid; it's in this drawer here, because I needed to move it, and I think pneumatic craft machines lose their contents when you move them. They're not like mechanism or anything like that. So I drained it, and then I just put it back in when I need it, because I can't have it on here when this is running, because this whole thing doesn't produce enough heat. Now what I could do is I could increase the number of vortex tubes or something and produce that heat, but yeah, I was just trying to make it work with this setup, which is why I stacked a couple of extra air compressors on there, etc., instead of doing things sensibly. What I've done over here is I've built upgrades. Each of these has a security upgrade and a volume upgrade, because I think that will give me more leeway here. What the security upgrade does is it just lets out a little air if it's close to getting into the danger zone. So yeah, I moved the milk over here. The reason I've stuck this on is because for whatever reason the fluid drawer just stopped working. I couldn't left click it with a bucket to get the milk out, to get a bucket of milk, and you do left click, not right click with these guys. So I pumped it out into that so that I could take it from that, and mysteriously this is now working again. So I don't know what happened there. You've probably heard those sounds underneath. I was going to come back to the base and pretend that my mob thing had been exploded, but no, I gutted it. and moved it all the way over to the other base. I found so many bunny rabbits living behind the walls here. I slaughtered much of these little dwarf rabbits, and I'm still finding them. Yeah. It's the charger. So this is a fluid drawer I set up for latex. I had to buy an acacia sapling, and I started acacias growing up here. There we go, acacias growing. So yes, chalk off more botany pots. We made a lot more botany pots and did that. I don't know if I'd done that last time, but we've certainly done it now. So botany pots come off the wall. Moving the mob spawner. That comes off the wall. Automated mineral processing is not happening yet. So we'll leave that. Look, see, I don't know where they keep coming from. I genuinely don't. They must be hiding somewhere. So yes, that distracted me. A lot more chickens. So what have we made? We've made why can't I jump on top of them? All last time I was playing I had jump boost, but for some reason that's gone. And I don't know why it was retaining. Probably the game was bugged. So yeah, we've got nitro crystals, we've got neotic, and we've got spirited. I didn't bother making blazing or energized steel. They're pretty quick to make. Finally got our emerald chickens, so we're brewing lots of emeralds. Obsidian is just a bit of a pain to harvest. I didn't want to set up a igneous extruder and then have to pump lava into it. It just seemed easier to just have an obsidian chicken. Plastic Bertrand chicken. So this makes the pneumatic craft plastic. So I don't need to worry about making pneumatic craft plastic anymore. Fluix chicken. Just didn't want to be growing Fluix. Steel chicken, because we want to make all the IE machines. Desh chicken, because I don't want to go to the moon. Nether quartz chicken, because I actually found the nether quartz to be a little bit spare in the nether. And I think maybe that's as far as we'd got last time. So you've seen them, and I think you'd seen most of these. I might have added a few new ones, such as the apple sapling, rubblewood sapling. Not that I've made huge use of the rubblewood sapling, but I assume that I will down the line. A daisy sapling, which is in a fancy hopper pot, just because I got some as quest rewards. Still got one there, one more hopper botany pot. Mushrooms, did I add mushrooms or mushrooms there before? Yeah. I tried to remember to grab a bunch of these whenever I'm sort of swinging by. That's it, right click, to fill up the thing. Let's put the stands in there. I had a bit of a oh my goodness, there's even more of them. I had a bit of a struggle with the Hephaestus Forge. Had all the artifacts on it. Everything should have been there to set it going, but it wasn't going. I was right-clicking it. What I didn't notice is these have remaining ritual uses. So there's 8 more uses. When it runs out, it's done. It's just an inert gavel. You can use it as a pickaxe, and that's all. So you just have to keep making them. And I think it's probably just to stop you automating this whole process. They want it to be a manual process, or at least a partially manual process, which is fine. That's fine. I mean, I do most everything manual anyway, so that's cool by me. But I had no idea. If it was mentioned in a quest, I totally missed it, and I miss a lot of things, so that's fine. So I took that out. I don't know why it's still showing that. So yeah, that's just to let you know, so you don't fall into the same problem. I had to ask on the server, because the Ragnamod server, because I had no clue. Sorry, bunnies. They are cute, but I don't know. I don't like them running around everywhere. What else have we done? Yes. So you notice that the thermal generator is gone, and we now have ender cells. So these are relatively easy to set up. The only two even slightly fiddly bits, if we look at power, are this thing, the player aerial pearl, and this thing, the binding card dimensional. So the player aerial pearl, you make a pearl, and then you right click it on a zombie in the world, and it sort of absorbs that zombie. That's a crafting component for the player transmitter. So there. Scaling that up through the tiers is really easy. It's just 2 of the capacitors for each one. So I very quickly made that because, I mean, the nitro capacitors I've just got on tap at this point. The actual ender cell nitro, you don't scale up, you just build it straight out with nitro crystals. So if you've got nitro crystals, you've got the nitro tier of ender cell. The complex and long-winded part of it was sticking a ender cell in here. So you see that it stores 2 billion FE. Now it's still filling this up with power slowly. We've got 99 million stored up, which is a good amount to have stored up. So that is that's why that's not filling up yet. But I had to make a energy cell nitro, and each energy cell tier takes 2 of the previous tiers. There's no way to shortcut to that tier. So it's 2, 4, 8, 16, etc. all the way back to make an awful lot of these things. You can see what goes into them there. The only thing you don't have to make is the basic. You can skip straight to... Oh no, the only thing you don't have to make is the starter. You can skip straight to basic with this recipe, which is nice. But all the rest of them you have to make. And then you open up this thing, have the cell in your inventory. Like imagine this was the cell, I would just right click that and it would disappear into here, and that would go from 0 to 2 billion, and if I did it again it would go from 2 billion to 4 billion. So I can just increase my energy storage into a single block here to the billions. Now what I'll eventually do is I'll make one of the fancy mechanism energy storages, which can store, thousands of billions, probably with significantly less work than these guys. Which won't be a lot of work when we can auto-craft, but auto-crafting for AE is a lot more fiddly than it is for refined storage. I know the diehard AE fans will be cringing at me saying that, and will try and tell me that it's just as simple. No, it's just as simple for you. I'm probably not as intelligent as you. AE is fiddly. So, yeah. But we'll do it, but we won't do as much auto-crafting, I don't think. But there'll be things like solar panels that we'll probably want to auto-craft because they're just quite long-winded craft, I suppose. What else have we done since you last saw me? I think this would have had to have been built because we needed yes, that was it, we needed gears. So this will allow us to make gears. The rods, I haven't made a rods template yet because the rods we made in the Tinker's smeltery. I don't know how that, I must have killed it over the top of it. Let's put this away. Yeah, I've added a few more drawers. So you've got plastic, glycerol. Glycerol's not automated yet. I've just added the drawer in there to store it because I was making a lot of it as a byproduct of the plastic. I do need to automate it soon because it's a slow process, multiple bits going into it, and we want to get enough of it for singularities. Yeah. So I suppose I was pushing so long to get to the chickens. I got to the chickens. Then the other thing I was pushing for was to get into the AE2 so I can craft with slightly less bother. I've got into AE2. And now I've been, I'll be honest, a little bit hapless. Not really knowing what to do with myself. So I built the automated, recharge your inventory structure and improve my power structure. Once I'd done that again, didn't really know what to do with myself. I wonder if I can see how much power my AE system's using. Max power 1.6, stored power, energy uses 10.6 AE per tick, energy generation 10.61 AE per tick. I guess that's just reading what's coming in from there. And that stores 8k AE, that stores 1.6 MAE. So, I mean, it's using such a small amount that even if I switched off all of this power or drained all of this power, it would not run out immediately. I mean, I've disconnected all this power multiple times over to move things about. I also made a neotic furnace so that I could just drop a load of flammables in if I needed a quick recharge on things. Just because this thing was taking ages to make the nitro, etc. Yeah. So that's done. I'll take you down, I'll show you the new mob thing, which is loud, so I should put some sort of a muffler. This thing is a armory cabinet. And it should be accepting all these witchy hats, and I don't know why it's not. So we'll look into that in a minute. I know why it won't be. Functional. That's cheap. Netherite. I don't think I've bought it over here. It's back in the old base. Now, sensible me would go and grab that and bring it back with me, but I'm not sensible me. I'm not the best version of myself. Okay, let's put that in there. No! No, this is not upgradable. Well, that's just blur. I don't like armory cabinets. I thought it was a really clever solution to my problems. Let me show you the armory cabinet. So you can't even access the armory cabinet by any kind of right clicking. It needs to go into some kind of storage. So I had to set up this thing, which is an RF tools thing. So if I look in the armory cabinets, this is all it has stored for me. So let's take out that one because let's take out anything that's not green or above, I guess. In fact, let's take out all the greens as well. I'll save the others for breaking down. And in fact, maybe I do have some gems. I probably can't do it yet. So I don't think I need to turn these into anything. But we always need more bottles. So let's just turn them into bottles. Bottles always useful. One spare. That one go in the bin. Okay. And then it was... Oh, it's not taking them out. Maybe that's not the answer then. Oh! Or maybe it's because they're just generic. Let's see how this works then. Yeah. It's because they're generic. Didn't like them because they're generic. So maybe the armory cabinet isn't quite as terrible as I thought. Well, I've got a spare netherite upgrade. I'm not going to waste it on blue slime and mutton. There you go. Blue slime and mutton. I will take one mutton just in case I haven't cooked it yet. No, I have. I'll eat it anyway. So, in here, let's just switch these on for a second. I won't go in this way. And I won't do that. I made that mistake before. This is tinted ethereal glass. I was going to say ineffable. I don't need to worry about this one because this one just pushes me down to the ground. I've got a number of fans going on in here. These ones push all these mobs this way. These ones push all, this one pushes all these mobs this way. This one pushes bats down to the ground, so they get caught. Because when I opened up the last mob spawner, had all of these bats clinging to the ceiling like a pain. I also fixed the problem of he set fire to that cow. That cow looked like he was going for him. Let's render that guy in there. Okay. I fixed this problem of blazes spawning outside of the mob chamber. So with Apotheosis, you can... Let's find spawners. Here we go. Spawner. And that's the Apotheosis spawner. Okay. Oh. So, you can modify the spawners with stuff, and I think you've probably seen me do this already. So you've probably seen me add soul lanterns to remove the light requirements. You've probably seen me add spider eyes to increase the spawn count, something that I don't think in this pack works exactly as stated. I think that's been nerfed in this pack to a certain extent. I've not muffled them or anything like that. This will be the next thing to do, which is chorus fruit. What's attacking me? It's a slime. Okay. So this one increases the spawn range, but if you hold nether quartz in your offhand and then use a blaze rod, it reduces the spawn range. So I've reduced the spawn range of the bats down to 1, and I've reduced the spawn range of the blazes down to 1, so they can't bother me. Let's switch that back on so everything starts dying again. There we go. Now I feel like there's a bit of a... There we go, that took a minute. I think there's a bit of a compromise. See, this is delightful dirt in here. It's supposed to be spawning good animals, but it's not really working so well. It worked really well at the beginning, and it's now like it's worn off or something. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it only does it when it's dark. I mean, you saw it. You saw cows and whatnot spawning around me. But when you compare it to, say, the cursed earth, which I made in there, which is the other thing that I didn't show you. But I mean, you could see it, but cursed earth on that side. It's not working a fraction as fast. Cooked mutton. Oh yes, because of the... Yeah, let's just take that out of there. The blazes set fire to the cows when they were dying. Put that all away. Yes, and making them is really easy. So if we go to the mob grinding utilities, you can see that there's GM chicken feed, nutritionist chicken feed, and GM chicken feed cursed. GM chicken feed is what you use to make the spawn eggs for any particular mob. I've done that before on the camera. GM chicken feed cursed, some various different mob pieces and essence buckets, and nutritious chicken feed, various different seedy, farmery stuff. I had to buy a beetroot from the trader, but apart from that, I had everything else with some essence buckets. One of them explodes a chicken into a golden egg, and the other one into a rotten egg, and they just transform a 5x5 area of dirt into cursed land. Now these things stop them spawning, but a mega torch won't. They'll work despite a mega torch. And same for a dread lantern. That'll work despite a dread lantern. So that's why I see a blaze burn some of my carpet here. I thought the carpet would stop things spawning. It did not stop things spawning. That's why we're now getting witch hats and just a few other items that we didn't get before, like glowstones in there, sugars in there. I got myself killed because I forgot to turn the fan off and it took my head. It's good the beheading on that thing. Yeah. So that's all moved. Unfortunately, this is above ground, but there it is. That's what runs the fan. And I could probably paint. You can get block painters in some things, so I could probably paint that block. But you see, we're not really getting much mutton. And I wonder if it's because I need to be closer to it. I don't know. But we are getting stuff. Like there's five witches' hats. There's 84 bottles. We're getting stuff slowly. Although I just crafted some of those bottles, so maybe those went into there from the system. This is starting to fill up again. We were low on ender eyes at one point. All of these extra things, so we're getting things like the Wilden drops from that cursed earth. So that's a big improvement actually. Those guys, I guess these are probably choking out the witches and stuff. Let's have a look, see if we've got a few more in there. Yeah, we've got some green ones back in there already. Yeah, it is filling up. It is filling up. Okay, so I think the next thing to do will be a remote AE storage. Tiny little AE system, only 3 things, but most of it's stored in the drawer, so it doesn't need to worry about that. We will expand it eventually when we've auto-crafted a bunch of things. But for now, let's have a look at what it takes to make the remote AE at AE. Now I need one of these things, a wireless receiver, which I need a Fluix Pearl, which I can just make right now. That's easy. That should also be easy. There you go. Use. That goes into wireless transceiver. So we need a few of these actually. Let's see that wireless transceiver thing. Right, let's assume we need to make one of them. I just figure that let's just make a stack. It's not like we're not going to use them down the line. At this point, anytime you need something, you just make a stack, you know? Still got some mana crust in there. The reason my inventory is full of stone is because I'm doing something else at the same time. Now, because this is loaded, what we might do is we might just set that doing the thing that it's doing, put all this away, put the netherite upgrade away, don't need it right now, and go back to what I'm doing. So temp, is in the nether. And we're just carrying that waystone around with us. Now, take a look at this nether map. See that? Yeah, it's one of those nethers. I hate these nethers. So as pretty as these biomes are, God, that gave me a start.
Draconique.
Draconium, crying obsidian.
Draconique.
I might kill him just because he's really annoying.
Draconique.
Yeah, you knew what I was up
Draconique.
to. Yeah, so as nice as these biomes are...
Draconique.
Yeah, sorry. As nice as these biomes are, they just kind of choke out the vanilla biomes that you need to get to. So I came here looking for chorus fruits, and we've bridged across to a whole bunch of different places and still haven't found any. And I want the chorus fruits to make flight potions, to make exploring the end just a little bit less onerous. We're probably not a million miles away from some kind of mechanical flight, especially as we've got power going into our inventory. I don't think there's any kind of jetpacks in this. There might be jets. There's the mechanism, and there's the crate. I'm not making jetpacks with create. Pneumatic craft, we're not doing jetpacks with pneumatic craft. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, there's probably some kind of mechanical flight that I can do. Probably in mechanism armor or something, and I'm not that close to mechanism. I've got to tier up industrial foregoing first. Haven't had a coffee yet today, so my throat's a bit hoarse from all this talking. But in the interim, flight potions. I think you can make flight potions. I think that's a vanilla thing. I don't think that's a modded thing that I just only had because I was playing in TNP. We'll find out. Oh, I don't know if I had this before, but I made a shield. Unbreaking Cursed Obsidian Shield. Obsidian Skull Shield, that was it. Again, just to keep Collie happy. So down here is more of that biome. I guess we'll try up here. I need flight. Do you know what, we're doing this. There are other things I need the chorus for, but flight, fly. Maybe there isn't. We could make that. But then we could only fly when it's raining from the sounds of it. I'm using stone because my mob spawner makes it. So it's currently my most endless block resource because I haven't made any kind of cobblestone generator or anything like that. I used a ton of it since you last saw me to fill in a whole cave that was beneath my new base, just so that I could build the mob spawner without having to worry about things spawning beneath me in the caves where I couldn't see. Oh, done it again. You know what? Give me those two back. What's going on here? Right, let's do it this way. This way always gives me anxiety. Hanging out over the void because I don't know if it's the kind of void that you fall and then fall back, or you just fall and then my corpse is somewhere all the way down at the bottom and I'll never see it again and I'll have to make all this stuff again. We had just enough to get us here. That's good. And once again, no chorus. Then we go north from here, see what's on that island up there. But what we'll do is we'll go as far as this will take us. Then we'll go back, we'll put down our thing, because we're not just going to spend the whole episode exploring the end, trying to find chorus fruit. We're going to intersperse it, and that's why we've got the waystone. We're going to intersperse it with building stuff for progression. Now we're so close to the other side. I don't imagine that this will be enough, but you never know. It might get us a bit closer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What else could we make a block out of? Oh! Andesite. Compressed cobblestone, compressed gravel, compressed cobblestone. Here we go. Oh, we lost one. Wouldn't have made any difference. Rooted dirt. Coarse dirt. Peat. There we go. made it across and got rid of some of the dross from our box at the same time. Seems like it's end never type thing. Oh well, we found another new biome. I haven't seen this biome yet. It's still not the biome that we want, but it's another new biome. I think we push west, never eat shredded wheat. So probably over here. So this will be it. That's another thing that we can make is a temp pad, but we'll stick to our current goal of remote crafting. Okay. Alright, yeah, so silicon next. We made a stack of U. Now we make a stack of silicon. We'll put this ender slime sapling in here. We do want ender slime, because you can make some very powerful stuff with Tinker's crystals. There's a thing called overpowered, and your sword swings just break blocks. It's that powerful. So I do want over slime on a few things, maybe on the bow. We're not going to sit and watch it do 5 of them, we're just going to grab a load more blocks. There we go. Install the spares. I'm going to go back to the old temp one while that cooks. And then we'll go back there when we think we've got the stack of silicon cooked. This is a small one. That's alright. Got the knack of it now. Naria, Naria End City to be seen. Right, let's cross over to here. Another new biome. Oh, that's pretty. Look at those big mushroom trees. That's cool. Let's go. Let's go and we're going to take a look at it. You know, if these biomes are going to inconvenience us like this, we should at least get a good look at them. I think I think we maybe saw. Is that one? Might be. We'll see. We'll go over there. This would of course be much easier with flying. Little lakes, big mushroom trees. Yeah, I'd say this is the same biome. We do need to go up here and swab a thingy slime at some point.
Draconique.
No,
Draconique.
where are you? Don't know where it is. I'm picking fights with these guys because they're dropping backpacks, and I'm hoping, yeah, jukebox upgrade, Red Wolf the bright side. I'm hoping that one of them, because they have loot inside it, these backpacks. I'm hoping that one of these backpacks will then have chorus fruit inside it. Because all I need is chorus fruit and some end, and then I can grow more chorus fruit. It doesn't look like I can make flight potions out of it, but I still do need it. There's like a whole tier of stuff for the Nether Star chicken that comes from chorus fruit. Yeah. Ah, okay. Well, we found an end city. That's something. So we just need to cross here, really, don't we? Right, so we're going to need some things here. We're going to need a mob swab. Now, I don't know if we can even swab these things, but I want to try. I mean, in fact, I'm almost certain that you can swap things. What I'm not certain is if you can then take that egg and put it on a spawner. Some will perhaps restrict what you can do that with. Don't want to get out from under there because I want to get that. Right. you in there. We'll do a minute quantity of exploration, and then we'll put down the temp thing. Oh, that did the trick. No, we don't want to go all the way up here. Let's get ourselves jammed in here. No. We need to find somewhere safe to set down before we fall. There we go. There it is. This could be disastrous. Oh look, there's what we needed. Compressed stone, we'll take the dragon scales. Put that away. Oh, well that will break down. Because it's orange tier loot. I always take emeralds. Take the woodland spikes. Take gold. Don't need a blue tier. Put you in there, because... Take a purple tier. Quite happily. I don't need sticks really, do I? Yeah. Pretty poor show, really, all round. We do need gems. I should put some of the stone away. Temp. Put that down, grab that stone back. And put you in there with that. You can go away. Is that maybe... Checking there was nothing in it. Right, let's go back to the... Oh, I've done it again. I've gone to the old base when I meant the new base. Okay, so that's finished, which means that can come out. That can go in. That can go in, and then we need a stack of redstone. And that'll make that. Don't need that. We'll need that, but not right now. We'll shove the backpacks in here as well. Stupid use of this. You shouldn't be putting dross into ME systems like this, but I've got lots of these. Say lots of them. I've got a few slots left on this one. I'll just make another 4K. They're relatively cheap to make. And I'll just fill up a few of these with the 4Ks, so don't have to store as many of the small items. Yeah. Right. What am I doing? What am I doing? An essence bucket. I think I've got a bucket in here. There we go. Bucket. essence bucket and seeds. Oh. Seeing this? As soon as I pick it up, or move it, it's ceasing to be an essence bucket. There's something wrong with that. Right. Well, we've been filming for an hour. Let's assume that something's gone hideously wrong. And restart the game. There. Alright, see you in a bit. Hopefully hydrated.